Hello, everyone, and welcome to ABC All About Canada, a public service program that informs, educates, and inspires our fellow kababayans with important happenings and concerns in the Philippine-Canadian community. My name is Rovic Canono. I'm your host. And today, our topic, the 10 common misconceptions about BC PNP. And joining us is a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, IRB or Immigration Refugee Board. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Debbie Piandong.
Hello mga kababayan. Hello, Robbie. Kumusta?
I'm good. Good to see you. Ikaw, kamusta?
Mabuti naman. It's a rainy day today, right? So, enjoying the cold weather.
Oo, tama. Gusto siguro malaman nila nasaan ka ngayon, Debbie.
I am in Surrey, British Columbia.
Oo, pero ang practice mo nationwide.
Nationwide, yes. Federal, except Quebec.
Alright, okay, good.
Yes.
Alright. So, kamustang pagiging RCIC? How's everything? Balita ko, meron kang bagong office.
Yes, lumipat kami ng Surrey kasi mas centralized ngayon ang Surrey, and also sa practice naman it's doing well. A lot of changes lang sa immigration, so it's been nakaka-cause siya ng anxiousness sa mga clients and also to me, kasi kapag lumalapit yung client dumadaing, syempre diba, ma-absorb mo yun. But yeah, definitely everything's fine, and hopefully maayos, maging maayos ang immigration in the coming days, months, and years.
Of course, with the help of regulated Canadian immigration consultants, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So siguro yung mga interesado na pumunta rito sa Canada, dito sa topic natin, gusto nilang malaman muna, ano ba itong tinatawag na BCPNP?
Okay. Yes. So BCPNP stands for British Columbia Provincial Nomination Program. So ito yung provincial nomination ng BC Province, and what happens is the program will select and nominate eligible foreign nationals para maging permanent resident ng Canada, and specifically para magstay in British Columbia. And the processing time is about 3 to 4 months. Tapos kapag naging positive yung decision ng BCPNP officer, then the applicant will be able to apply for a certificate of nomination. So with that certificate of nomination, you will then be able to apply for permanent residency sa IRCC.
Alright. Marami ba ngayon ang nag-a-avail na sa BCPNP?
Yes. A lot of mga clients namin, or kadalasan mga students or mga LMIA supported work permit. So yes, definitely there's a lot of people who wants to, di ba alam naman siguro natin na ang BC talaga, madaming gustong magstay dito kasi maganda yung weather, there's a lot of employment opportunities, and that is why a lot of people are wanting to not take advantage kasi parang may negative connotation, right? But are wanting to go for BCPNP para maging permanent resident of Canada.
Alright, so napakagandang topic para ma-alis yung kanilang mga wrong ideas, wrong perceptions sa BCPNP. So ang topic natin, mga kababayan, 10 common misconceptions about BCPNP na to be explained by our guest Debbie Piandong. At ito na, papasok na ang number 1.
So yes, number 1, if you come to Canada as a student or worker, automatically you become a permanent resident through the BCPNP. So
misconception yan.
So kung nasa Canada ka na, you have a work permit or meron kang student permit, automatic magiging permanent resident ka na sa BC. So ganun, hindi yun totoo. Maraming maraming mga mga vloggers, mga content creators ang nagsasabi na ganun kadali. Pero no, it's not. It's not automatic. And in fact, becoming a permanent resident of Canada is never an automatic process. So you will have to apply for it. There's several steps that you will have to follow and you have to go through para maging permanent resident of Canada. And BCPNP is one of them.
Okay, so siguro ito yung number one na parang misconception, no? Akala nila automatic na.
Correct. Hindi automatic ang pagiging PR.
At saka kasi misguided sila minsan ng mga popular na mga TikTokers, ng mga nagbablog ng kung ano-ano na hindi naman nag-aral, 'di ba, ng immigration. Ayun.
Mhm.
So,
Yes,
beware.
and I think some of them, especially the students, they were promised na parang guaranteed yung permanent residency. So when they were coming here, kadalasan they would consult mga Pinoy, halimbawa mga Filipinos, they would consult mga agency in the Philippines, and then some agencies would tell them na guaranteed na mapi-PR ka kapag nag-international student ka. You can bring your family with you and then you'll be guaranteed na mapi-PR ko. That is not really true. That's no. Hindi, imposibleng guaranteed siya. Kailangan may step na pagdadaanan.
Alright, maliwanag na maliwanag. Okay, so papasok na tayo sa second misconception about BCPNP.
Yes, so the second misconception is there are 8 streams in BCPNP. So mali po to ha, 5 lang yung BCPNP na streams, okay? The reason maybe kaya they thought there's a lot of BCPNP streams is because meron kasing targeted draws na ginagawa ang BCPNP, and they thought na kapag ang occupation nila is one of the targeted draws, hindi na nila kailangan lang is the full-time job offer sa employer under the targeted occupation. So ganun lang yung misconception, but really there's only 5 streams under the BCPNP, and etong 5 to quick rundown.
Okay.
So, number 1, we have the skilled worker stream. So, these are for people na ang occupation is a skilled occupation abroad or in Canada. Tapos, dapat yung tier level ng occupation is tier 0, 1, 2, or 3. And dapat meron kang at least 2 years of skilled occupation in Canada or abroad to be eligible under the skilled worker stream. Okay. Number 2, we have the international graduate stream. These are for people who have graduated in an eligible post-secondary BC institution. When I say eligible, kadalasan public schools lang ang eligible. Okay, and then number 3, you have the international postgraduate stream. Ito naman are for those people who have graduated or accomplish their masteral or doctoral degree in an eligible program sa BC and eligible institution ng BC. So, very specific lang yung mga eligible doon. Number 4, you have the health authority. So, these are for people na nag-work and has a full-time permanent job offer from an eligible public hospital. Okay? And finally, number 5, entry-level and semi-skilled. Ito yung for mga candidates na merong at least 9 months of eligible work experience sa mga low-skilled occupation. And some of this low-skilled occupation is nasa hospitality and food industry. So those are the only 5. So the other things like the BCPNP Tech, the childcare, the health occupations, those are targeted occupations lang. So ibig sabihin, kapag yung occupation mo is under the one of the targeted or priorities occupation ng BC, you are able to get an advantage kasi mas mababa ang score na required for those occupations. Okay, I hope that's clear lahat ng misconception about the BCPNP stream.
Alright, so maliwanag, 5, hindi 8. At saka napaka-importante ang consultation with a RCIC katulad ni Debbie na eksperyensado, no? Kasi ano siya, complicated.
Correct.
Correct.
And ikaw, like, if during the consultation also, kailangan maintindihan mo na sometimes hindi lang isa yung possible na pathway for you. So you can explore different pathways. And yes, a consultation or a professional help from an immigration consultant or a lawyer will be really helpful for you to be able to successfully navigate your PR options.
All right, very good. Well explained. So, papasok na tayo sa pangatlo na misconception. Ano ito, Debbie?
Yes, number 3, proof of funds is always required. So, speaking in sa BCPNP, proof of funds is never required sa skills immigration. Dalawa kasi yung components ng BCPNP. You can go for non-EE, so non-express entry. You normally call it skills immigration. And we also have the express entry BC. So, for skills immigration, sa hindi express entry na BCPNP, the proof of funds is never required. Now, for express entry BCPNP, the proof of funds is only required kapag ikaw ay nabunot or kapag ikaw ay merong profile under the Federal Skilled Worker Class. Now, example, kung ikaw ay nabunot under the express entry PNP, but then you were eligible under the Canadian Experience Class, so proof of funds will not be required.
Malaking gaang ng loob, ano? Dahil mabigat din ang proof of funds. So good news yan.
Yes.
Good news mga kababayan, no proof of funds para sa BCPNP. Alright, and that's good to hear from Debbie. Papasok na tayo sa pang-apat na misconception about BCPNP.
Yes, so number 4 is you are not eligible to apply for BCPNP if you are a student. That is not true. Hindi yan totoo. Kasi, in fact, kapag ikaw ay may full-time, permanent job offer from an eligible employer, you can actually apply for a BCPNP kahit na part-time ka pa lang muna. But the condition is, dapat si employer willing to provide you a full-time job kapag meron ka ng eligible or valid status. Okay? So, hindi totoo na kapag student, kailangan tapusin mo muna yung pag-aaral mo para maging eligible sa BCPNP. So, that's not true. As long as the employer is willing to provide you a full-time permanent job offer, and of course, yung may cut-off scores kasi kapag na-meet mo yung cut-off scores, you are eligible to apply for BCPNP.
Alam mo, very informative itong session na to ha. I hope pagkatapos ng programa natin at ma-upload ay ma-share sa maraming mga estudyante kasi nga misconception to.
Yep.
Alright. Okay, so papasok na tayo sa panglima.
Okay, number 5 is spouse's profile will affect the BCPNP score. Okay, so this is not true. Ang profile ng husband or ng wife mo will not impact your score during the BCPNP registration. Okay? So, i-compare lang natin, if you guys are aware, sa express entry. Sa express entry kasi, combined yung, yung scores ng spouse and principal applicant. But sa BCPNP, isa lang ang titignan during registration. Isang factor lang ang titignan. And that is the profile of the principal applicant. Okay?
Ang gandang ang gandang advantage ng BCPNP sa federal naka-focus sa'yo.
Correct. Which leads me to number 6.
Okay, pasok na tayo sa number 6.
So number 6, only one spouse can create a BCPNP profile.
Kasi nga ay yun lang principal applicant ang kino-consider.
Correct. So you can create 2 profiles, one for you and one for your spouse.
I see. Oo, tama. Misconception pala to na isa lang ang profile. So, pwedeng dalawa. Kasi nga, one tama?
per applicant siya, so hindi per family. So, pwedeng mag-create ng profile si husband, si wife din, pwede mag-create ng profile on her own.
Okay. Oh, maliwanag na maliwanag. Okay. Unlike sa federal.
Yep, na combined siya. May
Alright.
impact sa scores, but yeah.
Okay. So, maliwanag, kino-correct natin yung misconception na isa lang na profile, hindi ho. Dalawa pwede. Mag-asawa,
Correct.
dalawang separate profiles. Okay.
Correct.
Papasok na tayo sa number 7.
Yes, so number 7, an employer support is sufficient to apply for BCPNP.
Ulitin natin na misconception yan. Misconception.
Oo, hindi totoo yun na ang suporta ng isang employer enough na yun para para makakuha ka ng invitation sa BCPNP. Hindi totoo yan. Yes, kailangan mo ng employer support because the BCPNP is an employer-driven program. Kailangan ng suporta ng employer. But then, you also have to consider your profile. Kasi BCPNP is a point-based system. Ang scoring nila is based on the SIRS. So this is the Skills Immigration Registration Program or process. So ngayon, similar to an express entry, ika-calculate, may mga points na i-assign based on your profile. And kadalasan, it's based on your education, the wage, and even your experience. So yun yung ipa-factor in. Now, if you have the employer support, which is the primary requirement, pasok ka na, right? But then, your score should meet or should exceed the cut-off score para makakuha ka ng invitation. Because without the invitation, you won't be able to apply.
Oo. So yung ibang factors na yon ang mga kadagdag, hindi lang yung employer support.
Correct, yes.
Alright. Okay, maliwanag na maliwanag. Okay. Number 9.
Number 8.
Number 8. Yeah, number 8.
Yes, so number 8, it doesn't matter where you live in British Columbia. Okay, so that is not true. In under BCPNP stream, it will really matter kung saan ka kung saan ka titira. Yes. So merong two di ba, remember that the BCPNP is a scoring factor. And so titingnan, merong dalawang components sa scoring, yung employment location and regional or alumni experience. So these are two factors. Now, kaya it will matter kung saan ka nakatira sa BC because if you are living in Metro Vancouver, wala kang points makukuha sa dalawang factors na to. And in total, you are missing out 25 points. Okay? But if you are living outside Metro Vancouver, so Victoria, and then there's actually area 1, 2, and 3. But like if you are parang generally speaking, if you are living in Metro Vancouver or if you are living outside Metro Vancouver, you are able to gain 25 points, 15 points, just because your employment location is outside Metro Vancouver, and 10 points kapag meron kang experience, at least 1 year of experience outside Metro Vancouver, or you finish your studies outside Metro Vancouver. That would give you 10 points, a total of 25 points.
Okay, so ito parang parang decongest nila ang Metro Vancouver? Tama.
Correct. Yes, they are driving people outside Metro.
Karamihan pa naman yata ng gusto ng BCPNP nasa Metro Vancouver.
That's true. Yeah. So a lot of clients and a lot of candidates are being forced outside Metro Vancouver, and this is sad kasi especially if you are in the tech program, kasi tech is one of the priority occupations of BCPNP. So kadalasan, or manufacturing, di ba kadalasan ang talaga ang hub is Vancouver. So this mga tech people, they are forced to leave Metro Vancouver because of this 25 points.
They want additional points,
Yep.
Alright, big factor yan. Okay, maliwanag. Papasok na tayo sa number
9.
9, yes.
So number 9, it is easy to get a nomination from BC. So that is not true. Napaka-competitive po ng BC. A lot of people are parang excited and they really are interested in immigrating to British Columbia. The weather and then the employment opportunities. And because of that, very competitive ang pagiging permanent resident sa BC dito sa BC. And for BCPNP, in fact, 'di ba, sabi nga natin may scoring factor siya. Para makakuha ka ng invitation ngayon under skills immigration, one of the streams of BCPNP, you actually need 132 points. And that 130 points, ang profile niyan is for someone who has a master's degree, who studied here in Canada, and who have a good English, at least CLB9, and earning $32 outside Metro Vancouver.
Wow.
Yep. So definitely it's hard, especially if your occupation is not one of the priority occupation of BC.
Oh, so competitive na.
Yep.
Competitive na sa mga tao nag-a-apply, competitive pa rin yung requirement.
Oo. Oo. Pero yes, it is competitive, but with a good planning and with a good support, I think you'll be able to navigate your situation wisely. So that's the beauty, or that's the importance of seeking professional help.
True, oo. Pag magdi-DIY ka pala rito, talagang medyo sasakit ang ulo mo no?
Oo. Yes, that's true. And then, you can read the BCPNP guide, but then the nuances ng immigration side, you really don't know, not unless you have the experience. So, yes, DIY is, you can pull off a DIY, but like if you want a peace of mind, you want to pay for your peace of mind, then definitely seek professional help.
Of course. At saka opportunity of a lifetime, or a chance of a lifetime, a decision of a lifetime. Bakit mo naman parang isusugal sa isang DIY, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So, papasok na tayo doon sa last. Number 10, misconception.
So, number 10 is, if you are not eligible under BCPNP, you don't have other PR options. This is very untrue. Yes, the topic is BCPNP, but at the end of the day, I want to educate people na yes, BCPNP is a very competitive program, but there are still other programs that you can explore. So, wag kayong mag-pack up agad and leave Canada, because there's a bunch of programs that you might want to explore. And and if I am to mention, you also have the RNIT, Rural Immigration Nomination Program, sa mga designated communities in BC. You also have the Home Support Worker Pilot Program, which is still open until June of this year, and then a bunch of other programs. And maybe ang lang is, maybe BC is not the province for you right now, and maybe exploring other provinces would give you the PR that you wanted.
So, siguro ang mga tanong nila, pwede bang sabay-sabay ang mga pathways na yan na nabanggit mo?
Yes, as long as you have the money and you have the patience, yes. Sabay-sabay mong i-apply yan, yes.
Oo. And kahit, although nabanggit mo ito kanina, but just to reiterate, kahit sa ibang probinsya, kaya mong tumulong sa kanila.
Yes, correct. Hindi lang po tayo exclusive sa BC. So, Exat Quebec, we're able to help you with your PR pathway.
Siguro gusto din nilang malaman, yung bang lottery ay nangyayari dyan sa BCPNP?
Oo, yun. It's another misconception. If I am to add another one, that is the one. BCPNP is not a lottery system. Okay? Hindi siya paanohan, paswaptiyahan. So, it's based on a point-based system. So, kailangan ma-meet mo or ma-exceed mo yung SIRS before you're able to get an invitation to apply sa BCPNP.
Siguro sa susunod, Debbie, magkakaroon naman tayo about BCPNP application na episode.
Yung talagang step by step, no?
With you as guest. Para talagang nalaman na nila ang misconception. Gusto naman siguro na tumulong, magkaroon na idea, at the same time, kontakin ka nila for their personal and individual questions. Saan kanila pwedeng makontak, Debbie?
Yes, so you can contact us at 877-514-1504, or you can email us at questions@multiculturalimmigration.ca, or you can visit our office at 10190 152A Street, Suite 204 in Suri. You can also Google us para hindi kayo mawala.
Merong pahabol na question nga pala. O paano yung nasa abroad? Ano ang chance nila?
Yes, that's actually a good question. So, dati, like, it's actually easier kasi points are very low. Last year lang yon before nag-higpit si BC. So, ngayon, the chances of people that are outside, ang pinaka-importante, dapat meron silang full-time job offer. Okay? So, yun. Meron pa ring chance kasi like, etong sa health authority stream, kapag na-employed sila sa hospital or if they were a midwife or a registered nurse in BC, then they have a strong chance sa BCPNP kasi walang point system involved. And then another thing is for those people na under yung occupation or yung job offer is one of the priority occupations, meron pa rin silang chance kasi mababa pa rin yung points. But for people na merong job offer sa BC pero yung occupation nila is not one of the priority occupations, very slim po yung chances nyo.
Alright.
After the BCPN.
Okay, so finally, ano ang inyong advice, suggestions at announcement sa ating mga tagapakinig?
Yes, so sa mga nakikinig, sa mga kababayan po natin, like if you are to go for BCPNP, talagang aralin nyo. So, and exercise due diligence. So, kahit na magre-retain kayo ng professional, ng immigration consultant, or ng immigration lawyer, you still exercise due diligence. You have to research and you have to know the person who you are dealing with para sure kayo na tama yung advice na ibibigay or hindi kayo liliko, mawawala sa pathway para maging permanent resident.
So malaki ba anong masasabi mong chance nila? Kumbaga binibigyan lang natin sila ng pag-asa. Medyo maganda ba ang BCPNP as compared to other provinces?
Maganda tumira sa BC pero mahirap maging PR to BCPNP. Yun. Tapos, siguro another announcement if people doesn't know this or don't know this, yung BCPNP po, it will be changing in sometime next year. So in January 2025, they will be changing the pathways, and I guess they will change the scoring factor. I think this is my personal belief na they will change the scoring factor, but definitely they will be changing the streams of BCPNP. So ayun po, and so we will just have to wait for the guidelines kasi they will be releasing it sometime in fall 2024. So once it is released, that we will be advising you. So for those people also na interested sa BCPNP, I have created a group. It's called BCPNP for Filipinos. Facebook group po to. So if you want to know more about BCPNP, I'm very active sa group, so you can join. And also we also do consultations if you want a one-on-one consultation, and if talagang kailangan mo ng diretso professional help, you visit our office.
Thank you so much. Very informative itong ating session. I hope na maraming makinabang at I'm sure na sana ay marami rin mag-share para umabot sa lahat. Napakagandang information to, the 10 common misconceptions about BCPNP. And hopefully magkaroon pa tayo ng susunod na episode with Miss Debbie Piandong.
For sure.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you, Ravik.
All right, so that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching ABC All About Canada, a public service program that informs, educates, and inspires our fellow kababayans to apply for BCPNP, right? In British Columbia. Maraming pong salamat. I will see you again. My name is Rovit Canono. I'm the host. Thank you for watching.
In a world where borders can sometimes divide, there is one place that stands as a beacon of hope, an opportunity for all. Welcome to Canada, a land of diversity, acceptance, and endless possibilities. At Multicultural Immigrations, we understand the dreams and aspirations of individuals from all walks of life who wish to call Canada their home. Whether you're a skilled worker seeking for new opportunities, or a family looking to reunite with your loved ones, or a student eager to pursue your education, we're here to make your immigration journey smooth and stress-free. Our team of dedicated professionals is committed to providing personalized assistance every step of the way. Because at Multicultural Immigration, we believe that everyone deserves a chance to thrive in this beautiful country we call home. Contact us today and let us help you make your Canadian dream a reality. Dial 877-5141504 or email questions@multiculturalimmigration.ca. And together, let's make your dream a reality.